Okay, we are still on the differences between stillness and what? And silence. I told you that stillness is the elimination of internal noise that causes spiritual pollution. And I told you that silence is the elimination of external noise that causes environmental disturbances. And we have dealt with the first one, which is stillness. Therefore, you need to go and listen to the message about stillness. And I told you that stillness is the art of peace of mind. It's a situation where you give your heart rest of mind, peace of mind, calmness of heart, calmness of spirit. As we develop and go deeper into the silence, which is the part 2 of this message, like as I have told you, silence is the elimination of external noise that causes environmental disturbances. What does that mean? That means that as a diplomat, as a child of God, as a normal human being that want to operate in the atmosphere of success, of progress, of spiritual development and spiritual enhancement in any capacity, you must learn how to operate in a silence activity or in a silence environment. What do we mean by the word silence? The word silence means to have a peaceful environment. The word silence equally means to have a calm environment. The word silence equally means to have a barest minimum, a noiseless environment. When we talk about environment, we will start from your person. As a person, as a human being, you must learn how to operate in silence. There are people who give themselves noise or noises all the time. They create noise for themselves. When we talk about environment, number 2, we are talking about your house, your apartment. You must learn how to operate in silence in your apartment. There are some apartments, which is some houses. Inside the house, all the time, they are always talking. Talking. When your talk in the house is too much, you are causing noise. You are not operating in silence. Apart from noise or talking, we have the noise in the house that is called quarreling. When you are always quarreling in the house, that means you are not operating in silence. Number 3 in the house that causes noise is the art of argument. When you always argue in your house, you always argue with people, you always have the notion or the mind of argument. The 4th thing that causes noise pollution in your apartment is a person that is always playing music. And when you are playing this music, you loud it. There's a way your music will go so high, it will become a noisy pollution in your house, and thereby causing your house not to be silent. Another thing that causes noise in your environment is maybe where your neighbors are always quarreling, always fighting, always making troubles, or a situation where your neighbor is fond of playing music, and this music, they hide the volume of the music to the heavens. These are some of the things that causes noise around the environment. Sometimes again, generator causes noise, or maybe you are living close to a place where bike, okada, and keke napeps or some kind of vehicles are always passing. Before you know, these things, they causes noise. Or you live in a kind of environment where we call it face you, I face you. Those kind of environment, a compound that ordinarily should take about 5 to 7, 10 occupants, such a yard is now accommodating about 50 to 70 occupants. Before you know, there will be noise around the whole vicinity. There will be no art of silence. So silence is very, very important, and we must look deeper into the consequences of not living a silent life. The consequences of not living a silent life. A life that is silent. When you are not living a silent life, when you are always living a noisy life, when you are living in a noisy environment, when you are living in a noisy house, a troubled house, when you are living in a problematic environment, when your environment is not silent, when your house is not silent, when you are not even silent to your own self, there are consequences to this unguided attitude of noise pollution. Number one of it is headache. It's headache. When you see some persons always complain of headache, it's a sign that they are living in a noisy environment, or their own life, or in their house there is a noisy activity. They are, because of those noisy activity, they often feel headache, and sometimes this headache can even develop to migraine headache, and before you know it, it stimulates the BP of the person and causes other kind or devices of sickness. So for you not to be having constant headache, you must learn how to operate in what? In silence. Number two consequences of not operating in silence is that it causes lack of focus and direction. Lack of focus and what? And direction. There are people who are no more focused in their life. There are people who don't have direction any longer, because everything about their life is noisy. They don't have the quiet time we call the silent time. Everything around their life is noisy. Maybe they are troublesome, they are quarrelsome, they argue, they play a lot of kind of music, a lot of high tune. Everything around their life is so noisy. Because of that noisiness, they now live in what? Lack of what? Focus and direction. When you see some persons, they don't have direction again in their life. When you see some persons, they don't have this kind of focus again in their life. Please, I don't mean to insult any person, and respect to all those driving Okada. But sometimes when you monitor these Okada people properly, for example, you will find that because they always operate in a noisy environment, that Okada noise and all that, you see the way they think, you see the way they reason, you see the way they react. Oga, give me change, can cause fight. Any little thing, because they have lack, the noisy system have made them to lack what? They now lack focus, they now lack direction. No more direction, no more focus. Please, I don't mean to insult anybody whatsoever, but I'm just giving you example. Have you ever visited these garage places where all those conductors will be shouting, when you watch them carefully, some of them, because of the constant noisy environment, they have lacked what is called focus, and they have lacked what is called direction. Then when you watch marriages, husband and wife that is always fighting, always quarreling, always having problem, before you know it, the woman will lack focus and direction. The man himself, the husband too, will lack focus and direction. Even the children who are living in the house with them, when they get to school, they will not even have focus. They will not have direction. Why? Because of the noisy system that they are operating in. So when you don't operate in silence, it will make you to lack what? Focus. It will make you to lack direction. So for proper focus and for proper direction over your life, you need what? To operate in what? In silence. Number 3 consequences to not operating in silence is that it causes confusion. Confusion. When your life is not being operated in silence, you are putting your life in a total confusion. Have you seen somebody who is quarreling and cooking? If the person is quarreling and cooking, before you know it, he will put salt in the soup, and because of the quarreling attitude, he will forget, or she will forget, if he has put salt, he will put another salt. If you are a manager or a boss in an office and you don't operate in silence, you always, when you get to the office, you shout at everybody, you quarrel at everybody, you scream at everybody. At a point in time, you will be asking yourself, where's the next thing I want to even do, self? It causes confusion to your whole life. Are you sure you are still listening to me? There are people, their life is in total confusion because they are not operating in silence. They are always talking. They talk. Their mouth is like razor blade. Watch their life. Their life is in confusion. Watch people who talk too much. Watch people who always operate in a noisy system. Watch their life. They are confused. Even you yourself, sometimes when you are angry, when you are provoked, when you are angry from your heart, when your heart is not still, when your heart is not calm, your inside is not calm, your outward is not calm, watch your own life. For that period of time, your life will be confused. Your life will be confused. Are you listening to what I'm trying to say? Your life will be confused. There are many people live today that is in total confusion because they don't have the enabling environment. Their environment is so hot. Their environment is so troublesome. The environment is so quarrelsome. The environment is so tensed up. Everything is choked up for them. So before you know it, they are confused about their life. They don't know what to do again. They don't know how to continue their life. So for you not to be confused about your life, you must learn how to operate in what? In silence. Number 4 consequences of not operating in silence. It affects your thinking capacity. It affects your what? Your thinking capacity. Anytime your environment or your life is not in silence, it will be affecting your what? Your thinking what? Capacity. Your thinking what? Capacity. You will not be thinking well. The word thinking here talk about reasoning. You will not be reasoning well again. You will not be thinking well. You will not be, your thought will no longer be cordial. You will not, the word thinking means to plan. You will not be having plans for your life because everything around you is noisy. Everything around you is noisy. So you will not be thinking well. It affects your thought. It affects your what? Your thought. There are people, their thinking is always negative. Negative. It is because of the kind of environment or the kind of of noisy system they operate on, even they themselves. So because of that, they will not be thinking well. Their thought will not be well. Listen to me. You cannot grow more than your thought. You cannot grow more than your thought. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so he is. As a man thinketh, so he is. So when your thoughts are not right, your life is not right. When your thoughts are not pure, your life is not pure. If you cannot think, the word think here means plan. If you cannot think and plan for your life, if you cannot think and plan for your life properly, then you have missed your life. So in order for you not to miss your life, in order for you not to live a zigzag life, in order for your thought not to be so negative and daft, you must avoid a noisy system. You must operate in a silent word system. Are you following what I'm saying now? Number 5, consequences of not operating in silence is poverty. Poverty. Please, I don't mean to insult any person. I keep on repeating this with all humility. If your life is poor, if you are poor, check your life on the aspect of being noisy. Because I was telling somebody, I say money does not like noise. Money does not like what? Noise. That's why when you go to the bank, they don't play high music. If you go to the bank, you will not even see the thing that is playing. It will be on a very mild volume. Just tian, 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 tian. Very calm environment. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? That place that is calm, you see money. People coming to withdraw 10 billion, doing transfer, doing things of billions. But in the same bank, if you see somebody making noise over one thing or the other, go and find out he has come to claim 2,000. That the ATM have seized the money, seized the ATM machine have seized the card. You will not see any billionaire making noise in the bank. If there is any noise at all in the bank, then the person came to withdraw 500 naira and there is no network. Because money does not like what? Noise. Say it with me. Say money does not like noise. Say it well. Say money does not like noise. Say it. Say money does not like noise.
Money does not like noise.
Have you watched carefully those who have real money? Real money does not make noise. Oh, you don't know? The reason why those who have money does not make noise is that the money is their voice. The money talks for them. But those who don't have money, they don't have what we speak for them. So they always use their mouth to speak for themselves. So they want to show themselves by what? By talking. Say, come, you don't know who I am, or you don't know me. Oh. In those days, when I was doing importation and exportation in Cotonou, oh, you see them always talking. Because their talk has become their currency. But those who have money, they don't make noise. If you have money and you are making noise, you are causing pollution. Something will happen. After some time, watch it, the money will disappear. Because noise is an evaporator of money. Noise. When you are making noise, because you have some millions, because you have some billions, because you have some opportunity, and you are bragging, and you are making noise all the time, your voice is everywhere. You are on top of your voice. Because money does not like noise, gradually, the money will be evaporating. Oh, you didn't hear what I said. That's why you see some people who have money before. After some time, they will no longer have money. Watch their life. It was because when they have money, they did not allow their money to talk. They were talking, and the money was silent. And because the money was not talking, the money started evaporating. And if you are poor, and you are tired of poverty, then go and operate in silence. Operate in what? In silence. I'm telling you, operate in silence. Very heavy thing I'm telling you. Operate in silence. It is by that silence you're operating on. Avoid noisy system. Before you know it, you see money begin to come. Money begin to come. But you don't have money and you are talking, you remain poor. There's no two ways about it. You don't have money and you are shouting, you are quarreling, making trouble everywhere. Being noisy, living in a noisy system. Oh, my, money will not come. Because the rule of money is that money does not like what? Noise. Have you seen presidents of countries when they are talking? Have you seen senators? Some kind of distinguished senators? Have you seen captain of industries? Have you seen some gurus in the oil industry? Have you seen gurus in the financial industry? Have you seen wealthy and influential people? You hardly hear their voice. When they are talking, they will be counting their words. Their words is being counted. Rich people will say 5 words in the place where a poor man will say 1 million words. A poor man, under few minutes, is poor. But a wealthy man, when you are even talking to him, he's thinking. Are you listening to me? He does not talk. But poor people does. So the 5th consequences of not being silent is what? Poverty. Because money does not like noise. Watch all the things people does that bring money to them, bring money to them. In that environment, there is no noise. But watch where there is much noise. They don't have much money there. Go to the airport where people book flight of 80,000, 100,000, 50,000. Where people book flight of 500,000, 1 million. Where people book heavy duty flight, either for local or for international. You don't hear noise. But go to motor park, where people lap each other, where people sit on the bonnet. Go to the motor park, go to the garage, where somebody want to enter night motor. Oh, you see all kind of quarreling, all kind of noisy system. Are you sure you are still following what I'm saying? Go to some kind places. You see, when have you visited boutique? Boutique. When you go to boutique, real boutique, you don't hear noise there. You just hear cool music. When you go there, the person there will buy you wine or entertain you with malt or coke. But go to Bedan, help me select. Madam, let me first come. Now me pick this one. Why you go pick her back? Why you go do this? For cloth of 200 they want to select. Poor people make much noise. But those who goes to boutique to buy clothes of 50 million, shoes of 25 millions. Are you sure you are still with me? Then even go to where they are selling ogogoro. All those short. Is it short they call them? How much are they selling them? Thank God nobody is drinking here. If you go to those places, have you seen ogogoro drinkers? They make all kind of noise. All the drink they have been drinking since is no more than 1,000. But go to some heavy duty club where some wealthy people goes to. Only one wine, they will tell you it's 250 million. They don't make noise. Are you sure you are still with me? They don't make noise. Then go to hotels. Hotel that is very cheap. Like all those 2,000 naira hotel, 5,000 cheap hotel. You see all kind of noise. From the receptionist. From the reception, you see the receptionist shouting, room 7. Room 7. Room 9. Are you checking out now? Room 10. You have not paid though. Room 10. In the passage, you hear all kind of noise, all kind of things. But go to hotel where a night is 1 million, where a night is 500,000. You don't even know whether they are talking. What you hear? Everything is calm. Because money does not like what? Say it with me. Say money does not like noise.
Money does not like noise.
But you tell your neighbor, say neighbor,
Neighbor,
if you want to be rich,
if you want to be rich,
operate in silence.
operate in silence.
But if you want to be poor,
But if you want to be poor,
operate in a noisy, polluted environment.
operate in a noisy, polluted environment.
Those who have ear to hear, let them hear. Somebody shout hallelujah.